Ding, ding. Welcome back to the Jenna Julien Podcast. Are we
going to high five over the guest? Oh, I'm sorry.
Please be careful.
It's tradition.
Welcome back to the Jenna Julien
terrible
Podcast with our first ever. Is this? I actually didn't even check this. I think it's our first ever guest in our new house.
It is.
Welcome, Matjoez.
Yay!
To the podcast.
Thank you for being here. Sorry for high-fiving over you.
Thanks for
It's
having
tradition.
me. This is truly an honor and a privilege.
Oh, please.
Well, it's not a full honor because you don't get headphones. You have to listen
clearly.
to us with your normal ears.
Sorry.
Because we haven't really set it up for 3 people yet, but we did our best. And,
I'm the guinea pig, that's fine.
You can hear him. That's all that matters.
They can?
Well, we'll see
hope
later,
so.
I guess. Welcome back to the Jenna Julien Podcast. This episode is brought to you by Postmates,
Yay.
a.k.a. sponsored by snacks and food and delicious things brought directly to you
Yay.
for very, very little hassle. Postmates is the app that is delivery service for places that don't offer delivery. They're picking up the pieces where other businesses fall short, and they bring you delicious things at all hours. So check them out. By downloading the Postmates app, you use code Jenna Julien for $100 off free delivery credits your first 7 days on the app. Cannot promote that app enough. I love it. Well, okay, so I think we have a couple things we want to talk about, but I want to give a nice grand intro to someone who deserves it. Matjoez is a friend of mine. He's been internet. Did you turn around? That was good. We've been internet friends for a few years now.
Yeah.
Almost like
Coming
2.5. Yeah,
coming
like
up 2.5, close to 3 maybe.
Close. Who knows? Maybe your anniversary is coming up. Hope you remembered. We'll talk about it later.
Oh my God.
I found Matt's work. You had one of your time lapse reels go semi-viral. Went kind of
Ages ago, 2013, that one?
I don't know. Maybe it was. Maybe.
Ooh,
Well, no. I found you like basically for me. I think it was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It might have gone like, you know how some things like blow up and then they sort of re-blow up again?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I think it might have been one of the second
Cool.
times. But you had a reel of yours kind of go big. Matt is a professional time-lapse photographer and hyperlapse photographer / videographer. You do all kinds of cool work. But I found your reel and I immediately was like, okay, who the fuck is this guy?
Subscribe.
Yeah, because it was, I saw a little bit of you too. I think what separated that reel was like, it wasn't just a compilation of cool shots with music and then it's over. It was like, it was that, but then I got to see who the guy was behind the camera, which was cool. So I immediately subscribed and I was like a lurker for a while. Then I commented and we connected and we've been kind of internet friends for a while now. And you're visiting here in LA specifically to be on the podcast. No other reason at all.
This is a very expensive episode for me.
No, you're here for Adobe Max, amongst other things and people you're meeting and trips. But you like to do this a lot on your videos where you point the camera at someone and say, describe yourself.
Oh, no.
So I'm going to do that to you now.
Oh, no.
If you could just give us a short little brief thing for people
Matt, you
to
got
know.
got,
a little bite-sized Matjoez description.
It's actually quite interesting. You're the first. I've been doing that exactly like for years, telling
Yeah.
people, who are you and what do you do? And you're the first person.
No one's ever done it back?
What a moment.
It's a
we've
lot of
got right here.
pressure. It's a lot of pressure. I
I'm
mean,
never doing that again.
we talk a lot, and
Yeah.
you did it to me the other day, and I was like, damn,
Yeah,
kind
put
of
on
caught me
the
off
spot,
guard.
and now you've put me on the spot.
Yeah.
Cool. So
Well,
my
enjoy it.
name is Matthew van der Putte. Is how you pronounce it? I know you're going to ask. I'm, as Julian said, a time-lapse, hyperlapse photographer, videographer, and YouTuber from Belgium, Antwerp, represent, living in Sydney, Australia. And I love time-lapse travel and tutorials is pretty much what I'm all about. I went to... This is weird, man. I don't know how to do
That's
this.
good.
I
You don't
went,
have
I
to
went
go
to
crazy.
I went to
Do
film
it.
school and I like time lapses and I have a
went to
YouTube channel
film
about
school?
time. Yeah,
How was it?
not disappointing, but when
kind of
people
like
ask me,
my
should I go to
experience.
film school? I'm like, probably not. It's really expensive.
In a
I
ways.
guess here it is.
Yeah.
And there's so much stuff online now. That's why
Yeah.
I love the whole
Did you
online.
have to watch like old movies?
Yeah, that was cool. That's probably the highlight. Get
Wait,
like
like
get
Citizen
forcefully
Kane
getting.
and-
Was
yeah,
it
yeah,
really?
all
Yeah,
that stuff.
that was
Did you have to watch Casablanca?
Jenna.
I've never watched that one. So.
Oh!
Jenna hates it, so.
I don't hate it. I just got drunk one night and watched it and then did a podcast about it. I didn't really like it.
I look forward to it.
No, that was actually that was one of the cooler things of being in film school. I went to film school too, but it wasn't like film school. I was going for broadcast journalism, so I didn't get to do all the creative fun stuff like make mini movies and use the sets and all that. We just kind of were the talking heads, but we did have like a lot of our assignments were watch old movies.
Yeah. Well, I went as an editor, so I'm a trained video editor or film editor, documentary editor, really.
Whoa.
So we were like the nerds because everyone else, it was audio, imagery or editing, and the 2 other courses were always on set and on location doing stuff, and all we got to do on set was like, where's the memory card? Can I have the footage, please? And then we had to like go back and edit, and yeah, we were not the cool people.
Yeah. Did you like in film school? Did you, before you picked like an emphasis, did you have to play all the roles at all?
It was
or?
like the first 6 months of the course is like a general, like you get a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and then you can like kind of taste it all, and then they ask you to choose. And to me, editing, I think you both would know, is just so much fun because you can like shift storylines and push people to, I don't know, see
it's a
things
lot of fun.
differently.
I
Yeah,
love editing.
it's like puzzling,
You can make
and
whatever
you're
you
the
want.
puzzle master.
The puzzle master, aka
Master.
Matt.
Hi, I'm an
Sorry,
editor, but you can
Puzzle
just call me the
master.
puzzle master.
Hey.
Matt and I shot the pad thai video together, and it was well received because it was like a cool fusion of your shooting and my editing, which was cool.
And it was good pad thai as well.
Yeah, tell a little bit more about that.
Oh my god.
I mean, it was spicy.
He almost killed Matt.
I did not almost kill him.
You
I just
almost
gave him the
killed him.
heat. I gave him the heat.
I
Made it
felt that
way too
heat.
spicy.
I'm still feeling it.
It was like borderline inedible.
Hold on, you were a little sick before, and I
I
cleared
was-
your
yeah.
sinuses right up.
Yeah.
You're welcome for the food and the
You're a
anyway.
healer, a puzzle master.
Anyway, we want to talk about scary things because we promised that the rest of the October podcast would be Halloween or spooky themed. Although we're not in costume this week.
Sorry, my toothbrush costume was a little big for a 3-person setup.
I know
Tried it on. It's very comfortable.
Yeah, it is.
it is comfortable. It's not very portable either. It almost broke. So what I thought would be fun would be to kind of, we each have like well, actually this was kind of Jenna and Matt's idea, but it would be like we each pick something that we're scared of and we talk about it. Sort of like
scared already.
like a spooky therapy session.
I'm scared.
Wait a minute, therapy scares me. That's my thing.
You're scared of therapy?
No, I'm just kidding. It was a
Oh,
joke.
okay, I was
I'm
gonna
not scared of
say.
therapy.
Therapy's good,
I'm
yeah.
terrified of therapy.
You
No, I'm just
better
kidding.
not be.
I've done therapy. I'm not scared of it. Therapy's wonderful. But Jenna has picked out some things. I have a couple things, and Matt has some stories that we're going to go through and talk about what scares us. Hopefully, to make it so we're not scared by them, or is that not the goal?
Absolutely not the goal.
We're never not-
I'm just
we're never not
scared.
gonna be
What are you
scared.
talking about? We're talking about scary things.
Sorry for trying to help.
If you think doing a podcast with some kind of catharsis is going to get me to not be scared of it, you're crazy.
Okay, you sound really scared.
I'm scared.
Tell me why you're so
Trembling.
scared. What's
Well, we were
what's
talking
on your
earlier
mind?
about things. I'm scared of everything. I'm scared of heights, hotel rooms that are up high, needles, like anything.
You're feeble.
I've
Yeah.
witnessed you in person blockade the hotel balcony door before we went to
Because
sleep.
I'm scared I'm going to fall out of it.
Spontaneous.
In the bedroom, you're gonna go through rooms and fall out of.
It's
Oh,
an
here I go,
irrational
fall.
fear. I'm aware that
I
it's
was like-
irrational, but it doesn't take it away from me. Yeah, I'm scared of falling out.
No,
of a
I'm just
hotel.
trying to validate your claim here. I've seen you actually blockade a balcony, so that's a thing.
I'm scared.
Okay, so heights, check.
Needles.
Needles. Why are you scared of needles?
I don't like when it goes in your arm or like in your hand, like an IV, or like when you have to get blood drawn. I don't like it.
What would you do if you had to like get needles in your arm all the time?
Well, okay, so when I was in like 3rd or 4th grade, we were watching a cartoon about drugs, like don't do drugs. And they showed a scene of someone doing heroin and like, getting all bubbly and whatever. And I passed out as a 4th grader. And I had to go to the principal and they were like, "Are your parents feeding you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I just didn't like that video." Like, what the hell? Like, I have a problem with passing out sometimes. If something scares me, I'll pass out. Which is why
Fair
I have
enough.
to look away during like very gory TV scenes or like any hospital show. I just can't watch really.
Scary movies.
Yeah, like some of the more gory stuff. Like I really just can't. It makes the backs of my legs go numb, and then my arms kind of go numb, and then I pass out.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a trip.
I don't like it.
Okay.
Anyways, but that's not what I wanted to talk about. But I mean, I'm scared of plenty of things. Honestly,
You're scared of everything.
Yeah, it's like the older you get, and like Matt was just saying that he's scared of someone, like when you're waiting for a subway or a train, that someone's gonna push you in front of it. But like
Well, there goes my story.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jenna.
whoa, I lived in like a city and
Got
took
him.
the train like all day, every day, and like never once thought of getting pushed until Matt said that, and now I'm scared of that. So-
Sorry. My bad.
Well, that impulse is the scary part of that story.
Yeah.
We'll get to that though. Wait, so go ahead.
Oh, you want me to talk about what I'm really scared
Yeah, I
of?
want to hear the real boy right
Okay,
here.
I've always been scared of like demons. Like ghosts, I feel like I'm not terribly scared of because I feel like they're sort of people trapped in like an in-between place or like a.
You're not scared
an
of ghosts at all?
I mean, I'm scared of them, but I don't think that they're gonna hurt me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. A demon, though, terrified of demons. Absolutely terrified of demons because they're nasty and like are just like they can do crazy shit and they make weird noises.
So define a
pure
demon.
Evil. What?
Like, just so we know, like, we'll define the demon that you're talking about. Like, does it take the form of?
I'm getting there.
Sorry, I have
fam.
questions. I have questions.
I'm scared of being possessed. I'm deathly afraid of being possessed. Ever since I saw The Exorcism when I was like a little girl, because I saw it like way too young, and then I couldn't sleep for like a couple days, which is very traumatic when you're like 8, you know?
Yeah.
Because you need sleep because you've been running all day, being a child. But I'm scared. I'm scared of being possessed. So I occasionally have looked up like people getting possessed because I feel like it happened in like the 60s, 70s, and before that, in like places that you're like, oh, that's some other place, whatever. But there's one in here that happened in 2008. 2008, people are still out here getting possessed by the devil.
Wait, so that's
or
the
some
most recent
demon.
case?
I don't know, but I wanted to read you some
Man,
cases.
10 years ago. It's old news. Come on, you're fine. Where was it? California?
Can I get there? Are you just gonna like?
Sorry that I'm interested in your story.
Okay, well then let me tell you some stories, because I'm gonna read you right now. All right, 11 real life cases.
11? Oh, I'm down. Wait, so these are like fake though, right? They're all movies. I'm sorry. You're
We
easy
like
to mess
movies.
with right now. Okay, you're like vulnerable and scared. It's kind of fun.
Get you a man that messes with you when you're vulnerable and scared. All right. Did you ever see The Exorcism of Emily Rose?
Yes.
That movie.
Yes, I watched that
That's
in
funny.
college.
It's really scary. So that movie was based on a person named Annalise Michael. And I have audio, it's on YouTube,
fuck yeah, dude.
of her like
movie.
speaking in voices and being possessed. She was 16 years old, struggling with epilepsy and mental illness, and was exposed to a brutal exorcism upon suicidal tendencies in 1973. Her behaviors, like repelling religious artifacts, hearing mystical voices, and drinking her own urine, will make you wonder if people are too oblivious to take such accounts seriously. Julian, you're the person that's not taking it seriously. You're like, there's that girl who's just drinking her own pee. She's 16. And I'm like, no, dude, that's not normal. She got a demon inside of her.
Okay.
All right? And what is he doing?
What is who doing? Hey, Kermit, why are you licking? He's licking the floor in the closet.
Classic.
That's disgusting.
Dude, that's what I'm scared of. That
That's-
thing in the closet who's just walking
gotta
around
go.
licking the floor, and then he looks up
All
at
right.
you, and then his eyes just light up, and he's drooling because he's feral,
Here we
and
come.
he's foaming at the mouth.
All right. Would you like to hear some
Yeah,
stories
sorry.
of people being possessed? Because it's a real thing that happens, and I feel like it's going to happen to me, and I'm scared, and I don't want it to happen to me.
I want to hear some stories, but then I have so many questions for this. Fear.
Clara Germana Selle, a student at St. Michael's Mission in South Africa, Selle, who confessed to making a pact with Satan, which sometimes I feel like is the key. Like these people are making pacts with Satan.
Step one.
So, but some of them aren't. They didn't ask for it at all. That like one of them was like he was just trying to make contact with his dead relative using a Ouija board.
I
Is that a dog barking?
yeah.
Oh, okay. 'Cause
Or it's a
I
demon.
got scared. Oh, okay. Some people I feel like are making pacts with Satan and then it happens, and other people are just doing stuff trying to talk to people.
I wonder what makes a person want to do that.
Probably a lot of things. Okay.
Okay.
She was reckoned as possessed in 1906 for showing unnatural impulses. She was reported to levitate up to 5 feet and make peculiar inhuman cacophonies. Her exorcism was witnessed by
5 feet?
Her exorcism was witnessed over 170 people, where she knocked out Bibles, behaved wildly, and tried to strangle a priest with his own stole. The 2 days hysteria ended with her levitating before descending still.
Okay. Can
Like
I
she
just?
levitated up and then she just fell still to the ground.
I just got to jump in here.
No.
I need to jump in here.
Right, what?
5 feet.
Yeah.
What is the NBA doing? She can levitate 5 feet.
Julian,
She would
no!
absolutely own everybody, dude.
Julian.
If she could control that, and not only would she just legitimately just do whatever she wanted against any NBA player she
She
wanted,
can't play. She's possessed by the devil.
well, then the devil could play.
What if the devil likes to bowl?
Honestly, valid
The
point.
devil might like
we
a
don't
lot
know
of
the answer to
sports,
that.
but maybe just push the devil to want to play basketball. Because if they could levitate 5 feet to maybe even higher and make crazy noises, you're just winning every
What
game.
makes you think that that person's going to be a team player?
They don't need a team. 1v5 them. They'll destroy. Put them in the Olympics. The high jump, they're already above it. They're standing in the air.
Okay, Julian.
Where in the rule book does it say the devil can't compete? Wait, it might say that somewhere. I don't know what kind of rule book we're
24
reading.
say if you're possessed, you can't
Yeah.
join it.
Well, you said 170 people witnessed it?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, millions of people could witness it if she was on TV, dunking on fools 5 feet in the air on her feet.
Dunking off fools.
The end.
So are you saying that you don't think that being possessed by a demon's a real thing?
No, I'm just asking questions.
Matt, do you think it's a real thing?
I don't know. I don't think so. I'm
I'm
like,
af-
if that's a thing, then surely like we would have seen much more.
I,
Especially today.
that's my thought too, but I'm also afraid to say no because then someone's going to get possessed
Yeah.
right in front of me and
I
scar
mean,
me
this
for
is
life.
it. This is the scene. You're like, of course not.
Exactly.
Cut. Next
to-
scene.
Yeah.
I think 1,000% it's a thing because it's cross-cultural and it's been happening for centuries.
Okay, I want to
If
hear
not longer.
I want to hear more stories from the
Okay, number 2, Julia. A case documented in 2008 by Dr. Richard E. Gallagher, a psychiatrist in New York, chronicles the story of his patient who he deemed to be possessed after seeing objects floating in the air, her clairvoyance about surrounding people, hateful rants, and periodic levitation. During her exorcisms, plural, the room apparently became excruciatingly hot while she vehemently repulsed holy water. Upon waking from these trances, she would have no memory of what went down. How do you explain that? 2008.
I find that to be annoying
I graduated
because
college.
she just like wakes up. She's like, I don't know what happened. You can't blame her.
Responsibility.
That's like a really
Can't
convenient
come to
way.
work.
That's a convenient way to get possessed.
goofing
You're like, don't
You just levitate.
remember, you don't remember anything. You're like, yeah, sorry.
Well, that's interesting because one of these involves a case where they're the first and only person to plead not guilty because of demonic
No
possession.
shit.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's
Number
that's-
3, George Lukens, an English tailor, George, in the late 1700s, indulged in erratic behavior wherein he sang and spoke in spooky voices in strange languages after claiming to be possessed. Doctors surrendered and he went on his own way, only to get more hostile and animalistic in nature for years to come. The self-acclaimed devil's exorcism called for a gathering of 7 priests, and the madness ended with him praising the Lord and accrediting the priests. Not that good. Okay. I will find you. Okay, this one. Roland. The inspiration for many fictitious adaptations like The Exorcist and Possessed. The story of this man is hauntingly tragic. The boy of 14 years old, okay? 14. You're telling me that he wants this? No. He wants to eat chicken nuggets and play basketball with his friends. He's 14 years old.
Hopefully not with that possessed chick. He'll get owned. Sorry.
No, he would play against her.
Yeah.
Because he's also possessed.
No, that's
Dude,
okay.
that's a 1v1 I'd watch.
Okay. The boy of 14, whose actual name was Roland Edwin Hunkler, had a tryst with demonic possession in an attempt to contact his dead aunt using an Ouija board.
Sounds familiar.
So he got mixed up with some bad spirits. With mysterious scratches on the skin, flying religious artifacts, guttural splutters, body contortion, and levitation.
Guttural splutters?
Yeah, I'm not sure what that means.
That's the name of my new podcast.
Is this a Dr. Seuss book? Guttural splutters.
I don't know what that is, but I'm
looking it up.
terrified of it.
I'm looking it up.
Does that mean like throwing up, but like
It sounds
spitting
like
up
something
like
with your
bile or
gut.
something?
I think guttural. It's like a really like raw sound. So we could try.
He was subjected to 30 exorcisms as a 14-year-old, Julian,
Dude, there's no predictive text on this on Google.
where he even
domain
injured
name.
the
We're going.
priests. The final exorcism involved a feral anguish and sulfuric odor looming in the air. Bitch, this boy is 14 years old. You tell me he wanted that and that he's just trolling people?
Do you reckon a lot of these are just like illnesses, be it physical, mental, with
Yeah, I
horrible
feel
treatments?
like that's kind of the easy
Maybe.
explanation. All right, so I googled guttural sputtering, and it took me to a Google Plus page, and it just says, "Looks like you've reached the end."
All right, cool.
It's spluttering with it.
Are you ready for Arnie Cheyenne Johnson?
Vacuum
Marked in
pump.
history for being the first person to plead innocent on account of demonic possession. Arnie's case is well known as the demon murder trial. His trial involved strange claims by people in his vicinity, such as the presence of an apparition with demonic eyes and beastly features. He was in for stabbing his landlord while growling infernally and got convicted, serving a sentence of 5 years for a typical 10 to 20 years crime.
So they literally cut his sentence in half because he claimed
They
that he
must
was
have had
possessed.
really strong evidence that this man really out here being possessed by it.
What year was that? Marble. We're podcasting.
Doesn't say. Why don't you Google the demon murder trial?
It's called the Demon Murder Trial.
When was
Yeah.
it?
Don't know.
That was my question. Murder trial. Trial of Arne Cheyenne Johnson. Is that it?
Yeah.
1981.
1981. It was a couple years before I was born.
It's the 80s.
Dude, them 80s be like.
Well,
All right.
on
Anna
demons.
Eklund, this grotesque story of this 14-year-old girl. Like, what? Why? Why her?
I don't know. That sounds awful.
Born in 1882, is infamous as the Erling possession, cursed by the witchcraft practiced by her father and aunt. Okay, witchcraft. All right. Anna became intolerant towards religious artifacts, was sexually vile, and couldn't set foot in a church. A successful attempt at an exorcism was made, but the demonic possession was back as her folks begged Satan for it. Admitted in a convent, she hissed, threw away some blessed food, levitated, spoke foreign languages, and could cling into walls. She deformed in appearance, and after 23 days and 3 exhaustive exorcisms, she was cured of evil possessions. But her parents were like asking for it. Why?
I don't know. That seems just all around weird.
I feel like the whole levitation thing. So like, yeah, she levitated and she did. But like, what?
Yeah, like that's just like casually written in there. Like,
yeah, like
But it's like
guttural
it's-
splutters.
Why all
Levitation.
exorcisms? Like it doesn't matter where it is in the world
Yeah.
or when it is. They all have these similarities of like speaking in tongues, making all the noises, an aversion to religious artifacts, and levitating.
So I will say, like, from the exorcism related movies that I've watched, like The Exorcism of Emily Rose and like whatever else in the media that I've seen, it's fucking terrifying. Like on film, it's scary. It's like a perfect horror medium for no pun intended, for entertainment. But like, I want to know what it would be like in person when that happened and how close to that it would actually be. Like, do they actually bend in ways that humans shouldn't bend?
That's
like,
what these are saying.
I know, but like, these are written accounts. Like, I'm not doubting them. I'm just saying, like, I'm very curious because I don't fully like disbelieve this. I just think that it's interesting to think about, like in real
Yeah.
life, because like, for instance, like to kind of translate or back to ghost stories or whatever, like people I trust, you, Rome, people who swear on everything that they've seen or heard a ghost, like it's obviously very different from how it's portrayed in, say, a movie or something, but it's still very real and scary. So I would love to know, like, I want to see some real footage of some demons and some possessions. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Well, we'll try and find you some, but I do have an audio.
I want to hear audio.
Okay. The last one I'll say is Son of Sam, since you're scared of serial killers. Son of Sam, the serial killer who made New York terror-stricken in 1976, went by Son of Sam and the .44 caliber killer. Reports confirm that 6 people died and 7 got wounded in the Summer of Sam. After he was taken into custody, he confessed all his crimes and asserted that a demon residing in his neighbor's dog ordered the killings. He was incarcerated with 6 life sentences.
What happened to the dog?
He admitted to being part of a satanic cult and perpetuating the murders as a ritual offering.
Fuck. Okay, satanic cult. That's one thing that scares me. Like
Cult, yeah.
not just one person, a group of people.
Cults are just scary in general.
Cults in general.
Doesn't have to be satanic. Can be something else.
That's true.
All right,
Yeah.
you ready?
Oh.
You ready for some audio of the possession of the real Emily Rose?
Oh my God, I'm so ready, dude.
So I'm gonna read these subtitles for you so you can know what's going on.
You're translating what they're saying?
Yeah. All right. This is Normal Annalise Michael, which is
Okay.
her name.
Ja, ich will auch für die anderen leiden, damit die nicht mehr kommen. Aber dass das dann so schlimm ist und so
That's her normal speaking voice.
Nee. Das tut mir leid, das ist so leicht.
Marvel, stop. Shh, shh.
And then this is, hold on. Why is that Halo?
Yeah, it's
barking?
Marvel, stop.
Here, she was apparently possessed by 6 demons, and these are the different demons.
Okay.
One of which apparently is Hitler.
Wow.
So here's
That's a bad one.
I didn't know he was considered a demon, but
He might now
I
be.
guess
here's
Oh wow.
and you heard her speaking voice. This is the voice coming out of her. This is Cain.
Who's the like super calm and collected person talking?
Probably a priest doing the exorcism.
Horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. I got nothing.
Got a few goosebumps.
That's
I thought
fucking
you said
scary.
you wanted to see and hear it, Julian. Here you go.
I'm fucked up, dude.
Nero. These are pictures of her, by the way. I don't know what they're saying.
Oh,
And this is a young girl.
yeah. Like
Fleischman.
she shouldn't be able to make that noise.
Look at her face.
What? Let me see that picture. Oh my god. Okay, the music is a little
Judas.
unnecessary.
Like for all the, you know, it could be some type of mental illness going on or that kind of thing. Like, what is this then? Dog, Lucifer. Okay, what is that?
Fucking hell, God. Like, what the hell? No pun intended.
So anyways, that's what I'm scared of. What about y'all?
My
Guys,
God.
I gotta go.
No, that's fucking terrifying, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not discounting your fear. Like that shit is horrifying. It is.
Rational me is like maybe it's a vocal thing, like it, but
But like
on the other side, I'm like that's pretty whack.
putting yourself in a situation where that person actually saw that in person, like the priest or the parents or whatever. Fuck, fuck, dude. Everything you thought you knew about anything just out the window, and
But
you're fucking terrified.
even like the, you know, the smaller stories about people having demonic interactions, they're different than a ghost or like different than some sort of other being. You know what I mean? Because they're pure evil. Like there's evil going on. You know, like that's evil.
And the person just becomes the vessel. They're not their
Right.
person anymore. It's
Exactly.
like their personality and brain vacates.
Everything, yeah, completely.
That's fucking
But
terrifying.
like what always scared me about possessions was that like, yeah, obviously some of these people are involved in they're trying to contact Satan or like things like that.
Yeah.
But then there's these young teenagers like using Ouija boards or just like becoming a vessel for a demon. Like,
just because they've opened a portal or something, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Have
what's-
you ever actually played a Ouija board?
Yes.
When?
And we used to play Psychic Circle with my friends too, where you literally like light candles and
Did the Ouija thing move?
Yeah. What was the Ouija board
not really.
experience
I mean,
like?
I could never tell. Like I was younger, so I'd always play with like my friends, and I couldn't really tell if they were being shits or not. But I've
I would
never
love-
had bad experiences.
I would love to hear like a true, really
You can
crazy.
read them online. Do you remember Zozo?
Oh, Zozo's crazy.
Do you know
What's
about
that?
Zozo?
We talked about Zozo on
it
the
was,
podcast, right?
It was like it's a phenomenon that happens with Ouija boards where it spells Z-O-Z-O-Z-O and goes back and forth, back and forth. So people
way.
were like, "Oh, it's the famous Ouija demon Zozo," but really, like, so, I forget who theorized it, but that it's like a spirit or a demon playing a trick on you. It's not their name, but the repetition of it going back and forth is what is actually opening like the portal for them to be able to come.
I love that.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Reminds me of it. You know when you hear something and it triggers a memory from
Yeah.
like 20 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
I read this book about like kids playing with Ouija boards and like, oh, we're going to summon this demon. And then shit goes down.
Yeah.
And it stuck with me because I was so young.
Yeah,
When I read
for
it,
sure.
and it was like, oh, this crazy stuff happening, and kids dying, and I was like, I didn't sign up for this, but I was too captivated
Yes.
to stop reading.
That's me
Yeah.
in a nutshell. Too captivated to stop listening to that video when I could have
No, I mean
stopped.
when you start watching, you're like, oh, I gotta keep learning. I gotta keep hearing this. No, you said I was afraid of serial killers. I'm not afraid of serial killers any more than anyone else is afraid of serial killers. But there was this one night that like I'm reminded of sometimes when I'm like home alone, because I was home alone one night. You were gone. I forget for what. And I was just like watching TV, and it was like dead quiet. And then all of a sudden, just like at the door. Sorry. And that's what happened. Except they weren't freaking out. It was just like I heard it. So I like go. The dogs didn't freak out. Hey, guys, stop. So I heard that. You guys are messing up my bit here. You're messing up my bit. So I heard that, and
That's funny.
so I'm like alone, right? So I'm like, what the like who? And it's late, so I go to the door, and it's my Postmate. I forgot I ordered Postmates. You guys can order Postmates right
Julian,
now too.
are you serious?
By going to the Postmates app and entering code Jenna Julien
You
for $100
upset everybody.
off free
Lame.
delivery
No.
credit for your first week. It is a wonderful app. You can get delivery from all sorts of different restaurants that might be actually too busy to go to, or if you're a
actually
secluded
mad at you for that.
introvert like me and you don't like going places, you can just order Postmates and be in your pajamas all day. Marble, the bit's over, dude. It's over. You can stop. Anyway, Postmates is wonderful. Guys, if you need some groceries or you need something from a store, or if you just want one Gatorade, you can get a Postmate to do it for you because they're standing by ready to help you at your every need in the delivery world. Postmates is something that we use all the time, whether we go shopping and forget one thing or it's Sunday and it's time to eat cheaty food and we want pizzas and pad thai that someone else cooked.
Pizzas and
I mean, you can't always cook. You can always cook pad thai.
Yeah, but who wants to do
Sometimes.
that? Guys, anything you want. Pizza, Indian food, a salad, breadsticks. And you don't want to get on the phone and hello, can you hear me? And it's loud on the other end. And you're just like, I want to be on my phone. I'm on my phone anyway. Let me just order some food real quick. Just download the Postmates app, enter your location, and you can see what's in your area on Postmates. It'll blow your mind. It's great. If you have not tried it, check it out. Download Postmates and use code Jenna Julien, okay? Because you get $100 of free delivery credit for your first 7 days. Get the food you
That is
love
a lot.
fast at Postmates. Thank you, Postmates.
Thank you, Postmates.
For sponsoring this episode.
I'm mad at you for that, by the way.
I thought that was very exciting.
It would have been better if they didn't
Well executed.
if they didn't freak out, but I guess that was part of it.
But again, a trigger for me, that reminded me, I was in Melbourne last year, a big city in Australia. Also Postmates, like Postmate.
Yeah,
mate. I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
It probably vibes with Australians. You don't have Postmates out there.
No,
though,
that's what
which
I'm,
is
like, I'm
weird.
so sad
Makes
about it because
perfect sense.
I would use it all the time because there's
Yeah.
always something like, oh, I can't be,
Yeah.
you know, I don't want to.
And I've heard horror stories, not literal horror stories, but like really miserable experience from other delivery services.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
sucks.
really bad. Anyways, the knock on the door thing. I was in Melbourne for like maybe it was VidCon or something, or like a road trip with my brother, and he was out on a date, I think, and I was just in our apartment that we were renting on the couch, few beers in, just like scrolling Twitter or whatever, and all of a sudden the door opens.
Opens?
So like I'm on the couch, and at my feet to the left is the door, and it swings open, like so the hinges are at my feet, and then the door opens, so I can't see who's coming in. So I'm like, oh, Timo, and the door it stops opening. And I was like, Timothy, and the door closes, and that's when I'm like,
What the?
I'm getting goosebumps now thinking back about it because this is like some real shit. I'm not joking. And I was like on my phone, like, Timo, where are you? And he's like, oh, we're at this restaurant. He replied after like 15 minutes, but I was freaking the fuck out.
And you were
I was like, I pretty much froze, and I was like, I don't know what to do in this situation.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
this is something like, oh, you know, you think of like someone's going to walk in randomly in your apartment, but someone actually did. And I did not imagine this because I got up and I was like, I think he put the door like against the thing. So I closed the door, like turned the lock, which I should have done before that, obviously. 'Cause
Yeah.
the door was just open. But it was in like an apartment block. Like you needed a key to
get
into
into
the block.
the main thing, yeah.
And I was like, my heart rate was like through the roof. And I was, again, like a few beers in, I was like, wait, what? Like, am I imagining this? What's going on? And I remember just standing there holding that doorknob, not knowing what to do.
because you like the feeling of freezing.
Yeah.
I can relate to,
Yeah.
because that's the thing when you can't really believe what's going on. It's like you're just trying to comprehend
It's
it.
so
you
absurd.
don't know how
Did
to
a
react.
person walk in, or was it
Yeah,
just
100%.
shut
Someone or something, someone opened the door,
and then shut it?
Well, once you said,
and then once I was like, hello, like, it wasn't the style of door opening where you walk into the wrong apartment, because I've done that. I've like
Right,
went
yeah,
into
yeah.
the wrong room, whatever.
Yeah.
It wasn't that. It was something else. It was
You
someone
could tell by the cadence of the
assessing.
door
Yeah,
opening.
it was
Yeah.
like too slow. It was too slow.
Oh.
And I remember because I'm on my phone, and behind my
the
phone
periphery,
screen, I
yeah.
could see the door opening, and I'm like,
Oh my God.
Timo, and then that's kind of when it stopped, and I was like, what the hell do you do?
how old are you?
This is a year and a half ago.
That is
I'm 20. I'm
horrifying.
29. I was
That's-
28, and
you,
I was
you were like
scared
this
shitless.
close to like a home invasion.
Yeah,
For
exactly.
sure.
Yeah.
And
So
like-
if that was maybe a bad area or
Yeah.
the wrong person with something,
Yeah.
that would have been a really bad situation.
Yeah.
That's what
God.
the reality of it was so bad to me.
That's terrifying.
I've had that happen 2 times where someone just walks into my house. One was at our old house. Do you remember when that guy was looking for like that group home and he just walked in the front door? And I was
So-
laying on the beanbag chair and I was like, hello?
So
Excuse me.
your mom was visiting too. So
Yeah, my mom
I
was in the house.
I was in the front hall, and I'm seeing this guy drive around. He's this very old guy, just driving around his car. He gets out of his car, comes up to our door, which you could easily do at our last house. I open the door, and he has sunglasses on, and he looks very like out of it, just disoriented. And he's like, I'm looking for the home, like the. He didn't say it like that. It wasn't like I'm looking for the home. No, it was like
It's like a group
it was like
home.
a
It's like
retirement or
something.
some sort of assisted living or
okay.
something. And he was like, "Is this it?" And I'm like, "Nope, no, it is not. This is our house." And he was like, and he just steps up into the house and he's like, "Are you sure? I think this is." And I'm like, "Oh my god!" And I like guide him outside. I'm
Yeah.
like, "Dude, no, you gotta leave." And I was pissed because I let him step into the house and I was like, "Fuck, that's stupid. He shouldn't have been able
Yeah,
to."
because you're like, it's so absurd that it happens, and you're totally not prepared for any
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
So you're just kind of like, huh?
Yeah.
And then you snap out of it, and
Yeah.
you're like, I gotta. And yeah.
That happened
Scary,
to me
man.
when I lived in Boston. I was home alone because I was like 19 years old and all my friends were out. And I thought that they were coming home because my one friend was in a band. So I was like waiting for their shows to be over and stuff like that. So I'm sitting in the apartment alone. And then my front door opens and just a drunk guy stumbles in. I like wound up hanging out with him for a while, like trying to figure out where he came from. But yeah, they were like, "Oh my God, you should have called the cops." I was like, "No, he was fine. He was just like wasted and couldn't figure out where to go." He kept calling me Easy Street. And he was like, "Nah, I know you, Easy Street." And I was like, "Do you need help?"
You
And
hung
then-
out with him?
Well, I took him outside.
That's what's scary about this story.
No. I took him
Your
outside.
choices.
I took him outside to the curb and I was like, "Let me help you get a cab. Like, where did you come from? Like, do you have your phone? Like, is there someone I can call for you?" And he like wasn't giving me straight answers. So he leans over the front of a car like this with his hands and just sneezes into his own face. But yeah,
He like
it's like
smack
that-
his face on the
that-
car.
that moment of like the door opening and you're just like, "Oh my God, someone's walking in here," and it's
Yeah.
not someone that I know. But like the fact that you never saw a person and it,
Yeah, because there's there's no closure to this story.
Yeah,
I still
that's the
don't know
worst-
what
that's
that
the worst
was,
part.
or who
That's
that was, or what the
so
intention was.
Because
Terrifying.
in the crazy event, the crazy unlikely event where you're actually prepared, you have a bat in your hands or whatever, right? Like you're just prepared for.
We don't do that in Australia.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like you're in the state of mind ready for something like that, which
Yeah.
is not realistic at all.
Yeah, but I was vegging on the couch.
in the situation where you're not vegging on the couch and you go after him and you're like, at least you see his face or you see the guy
Yeah.
or something, but you're not no sane person is going to go after a guy who just broke into your state
Yeah,
of
Hello?
who's like that
Oh.
on a Friday night, pumped to get into a
whoever
fisticuffs
is, they're
on a
not
Friday.
whoever is, they're not just in their apartment. They're out doing it.
Yeah, they're like on Twitter with a bat in the other hand, waiting for the door to open. Yep.
They're tweeting one
Here we
hand
go, boys.
with the bat in the other hand, ready to go. Here we go, boys. And so, more details. Did you hear footsteps?
Okay, so that was happening. I was thoroughly freaked out, obviously. Closed the door, the lock's on, texting my brother, texting him. No reply because he's on a date. Bastard. And I peek my head out. I'm like listening at the door,
Yeah.
against the door. Can't hear anything. And then after a few minutes, I'm like, I wasn't going to call the cops. I don't know why. I was just freaked out. Anyway, I open the door and I can't hear anything. and I look, and I'm like, I kind of like take 2 steps into the hallway, and I look at the staircase, and it's dark. It's not like, nope. So back into the apartment.
Lock the door.
Try to calm down, have another beer, whatever. And then I think 20 minutes later, or 10 or 20 minutes later, like either the floor above or the floor below or whatever, I hear someone with some form of tool, I think, trying to get into an apartment. So I'm like, was this a burglary that was like literally, I'm going to try and break in here. And like, oh, fuck, there's someone here. Close the door.
But he had tools with him.
Be quiet for a bit. And then I
yeah.
heard like, oh, I don't want to do the dog thing.
Yeah.
But I could hear these things. I'm like, this sounds like someone trying to pick a lock or like something.
You just heard some sort of
It didn't make
weird-
sense. But in that state of mind, I was maybe like imagining things. Maybe it was just someone, I don't know, like whipping up a dessert, and it sounded like that.
But it
I
could have
don't
been
know.
you being paranoid. It also could have been a guy walking around the apartment building, seeing which
Trying
room
to
he
get
could
in.
into.
Yeah.
So did you call the cops then?
No.
I'm no judgment, dude. I hear you. Like that shit is terrifying. It's like paralyzing.
But also, like, I'm thinking about this now, but then I was just so confused, and I didn't. Also,
and
I
it
was
also
staying in
wasn't
I was
your
staying in
door. You had locked
Yeah.
your door, so you were chilling.
Sorry, mate.
Your watch is
Watch
talking.
is talking.
this scary?
Whoa, it's the future. Bitch.
Yeah, I don't really remember why I didn't call the cops. I was just like so confused and like the whole freezing thing, and yeah.
Yeah.
And then Timo got back to me. He's like, "Oh, I'm on my way back." I was like, "Okay, sweet, chill."
And so what did he,
I guess I was refusing to believe that was actually what was happening.
another
at the time.
question. Were there security cameras in the hallways? of
No,
your
it was like a
apartment
pretty
complex?
like not old, but no security cameras.
Yeah. And then what did your boy have to say when he got home?
He's like, "Got you." I was like, "Come on." No, he
Had
was
there
just
been like previous
"Wait, what?"
incidents like at that apartment or no?
No, we were renting it, so he wasn't like from. Yeah, we were on a road trip and we just had like an Airbnb there.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that in a while. I must have suppressed it, and you
The
both
knock.
brought it out.
Was it the knock that got it out?
It was the
Probably, yeah.
knock.
Yeah. Thanks,
I'm
Postmates.
scared as hell, bitch.
Yeah,
Well, that's creepy as hell. I mean, that's like actual real life creepy shit. That actually happens. Like people getting burglarized. Like fuck that. We read these horror stories on like the app of the people in our neighborhood who have these like break-ins and people just like going up to the cameras and being creepy. It's like
what do you mean you read like that happens a lot?
It's
here?
an app called
yeah, it's an app.
Next Door. Or
It's like
Ring.
next door,
No,
but
it's
then
Ring.
there's Ring. But
Can I actually, because I didn't want to tweet it because I didn't want to be insensitive.
oh yeah, this is good.
Because, there are people, a lot of homeless people in Los Angeles that like, I'm not trying to judge anybody, but this was actually really funny the way that they wrote it on the app. So there's a picture of a jacuzzi and a pool and a guy just like on someone's like property. And he's just sitting there with his hat. And this person wrote, he jumped the fence and put soap in our jacuzzi and took a bath and still refused to leave after homeowners videotaped him repeatedly, told him to get off our private property. He claims he co-owns our property. Unbelievable, the audacity. He's just sitting by the pool after he threw some soap in it and took a bath.
vibes, dude.
That's pretty wild.
No, it's
Absolute
all right,
vibes.
guys. I co-own this property. But yeah, that should happen.
Maybe he
every day.
does.
Yeah, you don't know the other side
Do you
of
know
that
who
story.
co-owns this property? If
No
any?
one co-owns it.
we
Like you
we
walk,
co-own it.
you walk,
I
you
think
walk
we do.
outside, and there's just a guy chucking soap in the hot tub, and he's like, "No, it's fine. I co-own this place." Like,
It's
no,
mine.
You don't.
Creepy.
Wow.
All right, so you have some things that you wanted to
I'm excited.
talk about. Scary Belgian stories.
There are a few things. I'm trying to bring
I'm
them up.
excited.
You mentioned needles. There's this. So literally, what I did when you're like, "Oh, do you want to be on the podcast? We're going to talk about scary stuff." I was like, "Yeah, cool. Scary Belgian stories is what I googled."
How can I be a good guest?
Yeah, let me bring some value to the table. The pinprick attack, which is,
I think I've heard of this.
yeah, it's apparently an '80s thing.
Yep, I've heard
Yeah,
this.
So where
and
they-
I think it's like a bit of
Yeah.
an urban legend that's done the rounds in big cities. But
Right.
it was these stories, and they would scare teenagers. You go to the movies, and you got to check your seat before you sit down because someone would hide AIDS or HIV infected needles
Yep.
with a message on it, like "Enjoy the AIDS."
I
So
heard
like,
that
you
existed
sit down
in
and
theme
then
parks.
like, what? And then how bad is that for your mental health when something like that happens?
I heard that was a thing in theme parks and like
Yeah.
like dark, like at night when there would be like scary theme
Yeah.
like people would go around and stab you with.
So you reckon
AIDS.
that's like? Do you reckon that like happened once and then it just like spread?
It's
I have
it
no
sounds definitely way more like an urban legend than actually like
Yeah.
it might have happened, but if that happened once, it's too many times.
I know, right?
That's just so horrifying.
Yeah. Here's a bad one. I guess maybe this is just like a bunch of urban legends. I don't know.
Well, that's fine.
A classic that nearly every Belgian has heard, except for this one, because I'd never heard of it, and I'm glad. Kids get young kids get a dog, little doggy, little puppy, and the parents leave the house, and they're like, don't go outside because it's muddy, and the parents leave for a bit, they come back, and the kids play with the dog, everyone gets wet, and they're like, oh, we're going to dry the dog up in the microwave.
No.
Yeah.
What the
That's not a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That's
And also the oven
so
broke.
fucked. Fucking hell. That has
And
to
the
be
dog-
fake.
Yeah, I know. But it's a weird mix because there's some of these stories that I have heard, like this one,
Jenna didn't like that one.
the smiley face. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm good?
What's the
Alright,
smiley
let's go
face?
again. The smiley face.
It's an urban legend, babe.
It's a European story of the so-called smiley gang or smiley face. And I heard this when I was a teenager growing
Yeah.
up. I'd heard about this and I was like, wait, what? So you'd get harassed by some dude late at night, you're a young woman, and he'd be like, you can choose, like, we either, do horrible things to you or you can smile forever. And obviously, like, I'm going to smile forever. And then they would cut like your mouth open. And
Like
then
the
put-
Joker bit.
Yeah, something like that. And they would put like I think it was like some form of acid or like
Oh my God.
like lemon juice, so the scars would like be fucked. And yeah,
This is fucked.
Oh
I
my
know.
God.
This is all so fucked. These,
yeah, I know, right?
These are getting
Anyways, these are like pretty bad urban legends. There's
Yeah.
another one which isn't as bad. This is more like the supernatural thing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a forest. I got it here on another tab. Hold on.
All right, I'm ready for a forest story. After
Forest
that.
story is not going to be better, babe.
This is spooky spots in Belgium. Hello. And it's a forest near Brussels where I went to school called Deogen. I don't know how you say it in English. Diogen or something like that.
Something like that.
And there's this fog there, and it's about the fog. And people have described this fog being white, gray, orange, green. The organ in Dutch is de ogen, which is the eyes. And all these tales are different, but what they all described, what every time it comes back in these stories about this weird fog in this one specific forest, is that they would hear kids laughing and they would see like little figures through the fog.
Fuck.
Yeah, and then the fog, you'd like be at your car, and then they would see like handprints, bloody handprints on your car.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Oh.
Yeah. So that like I'm like, oh, maybe the atmospheric whatever, there's fog there, but so many different stories coming back about these little figures that you see and these little footprints
Wow,
and handprints.
dude.
That fucks me up.
Christ.
No, thank you.
Oh, do you want to go to this forest? Nope.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
That's horrifying.
Thanks.
Hearing kids
Thanks.
laughing in any setting other than when there are actually kids laughing is scary. It's not right.
Yeah.
Shouldn't happen.
Dude.
So I found something. I was scrolling through. Okay, so I was literally looking for like scary shit, right? I was trying to find like,
Yeah, because I was like, Julian, what scares you?
and I couldn't really think of, but I found this thing where this woman, I'm going to try to find that, whatever. Yeah. This woman, oh God. Okay.
Ooh, I saw a glimpse
You
of
saw
that.
a glimpse of it. Hold on.
I
Okay,
don't-
so
I don't think I
basically,
wanna see the whole
Seen it
thing.
yet.
okay.
I saw it
You're
from,
gonna
like,
have
a
to put a
sign.
link in the description or
no, we're
something.
gonna put it on screen, so you're gonna see it.
Oh, tight. Sick.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to find. Here it is. One sec. So it's basically this woman who made these dolls.
Gonna pass on this one.
Okay, it's called
That's
it's called
scared.
rebornbaby.com. Not a sponsor of the podcast. It's a website of an artist who displays and sells her handcrafted baby dolls called Reborn Babies.
Okay.
And it's oh God. Okay, so hold on.
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna just
I still haven't
the
seen
last
it.
three. Here, just look through the last three. The eyes, the fucking eyes.
It's too real.
What's wrong with that? This isn't
No, I don't like it
scary.
because it's what's that thing where
What the fuck?
where
You
robots
think
are like
that's not
close to human, but you can sense something's off.
Yeah,
This looks
that's-
very real, but something's off, and you know that something.
Jenna, don't say that's not scary because that thing's gonna.
Yeah, I
appear
mean
in
it's
our house.
scary, but like I think that audio of someone being possessed by a demon.
Okay, are we having a contest here? Or are we
No,
having
I'm
a
just
podcast?
saying. Like, I think that this being scary is subjective because I'm not super scared by that.
Let me see it.
I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't
but it's
find
a
that to be
doll.
super scary.
Okay,
Yeah, dolls
well,
are a little creepy.
This
in general.
for some reason, it's like the skin tone, it's the eyes. Like, look at the skin tone. You know what I mean? Like they
Looks a bit
replicated.
unwell.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
it's really translucent.
yeah, it's
very
translucent.
skin-like.
It reminds me of that episode of Black Mirror when. Spoiler
gets a
alert,
boyfriend?
yeah, she gets a boyfriend, but no, it's like her boyfriend who dies, and she
Right.
gets a
She
remade
gets
version
a
of him.
boyfriend.
Yes.
The
Yes, she
scary
gets a
thing about this
boyfriend.
is the name of the website.
Baby
baby
reborn.
reborn
Reborn
babies.
babies?
Yeah.
Can you put your baby reborn into a baby Bjorn?
Like my
like Baby
thing, my thing isn't so much as like looking at a picture of this is like, yeah, sure, it's scary, but like this is a real person who makes these real creepy ass motherfucking dolls that look exactly like babies. What the fuck does this person do on their free time besides make baby dolls?
she an artist.
Hey,
She
welcome to the
probably
podcast. What do you
She
do?
probably a mother. She probably loved her babies.
Why
she
are you
misses-
so-
She misses having little babies, so she made some babies.
Why are you so confident and trusting of this person who
I
makes
feel
fake
like
baby
that's-
dolls?
She made a beautiful artistic doll. I'm not scared by it. I think she's probably a lovely lady.
Wow.
I'm not scared.
Okay.
Very
I don't
interesting.
want one, but
I'm getting you one. I want a reborn baby
off.
right now.
Fuck
Dot
off.
The
com.
biggest one, it's huge. It's
Oh
this
my
massive
God.
baby doll.
that's scary. A giant lifelike baby is scary. That's scary.
Another one I found was it's kind of like one of those things that you have to experience in the right order to understand why it's creepy. But basically, it's called Edarim, Dark Side of YouTube, and basically, it's this guy who he's this older dude, right? And he checks all the boxes of like an old guy on YouTube. It's like kind of being funny and it's like stupid and out of touch, but it's like trying to, like an old person making videos. They're like trying to be relatable, but it's like an old person making videos. And so it's
Me.
charming in that
Okay.
sense. Don't say me.
Yep.
You're not going to want to say me.
Okay.
It's charming in that sense, right? But then basically like his background, you look him up and he's got this horrible registered sex offender
Oh, that's terrible.
background. And so then all of his videos like take on a whole different meaning.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked.
Imagine being like a fan.
Yeah, like exactly.
Like, oh mate, been following you for years, so good, love your stuff.
Yeah.
And then you find out that you've been
But
supporting
that
this-
was
So
literally the
terrible.
experience of some people. They were like, "Oh, this guy made a reaction video, or he made a lip sync," and then you look back and you're like, "Oh God!" And he like the songs he chose, like,
You
yeah,
bet he's on TikTok.
yeah. Oh, he's
Did he go
definitely
to
on TikTok.
jail?
Well, he, I think at one point he was convicted. Yeah, so he was convicted in 1987, and God, it's creepy. It's creepy,
Speaking of people that
but it's
aren't in jail,
creepy. What?
You mentioned that doco you saw.
Oh yeah, don't seriously, because I know you guys are gonna try and go look it up.
What?
Don't watch it. It is so disturbing.
They're going to.
I forget his name, but he's a cannibal and he's Chinese. I want to say, but I'll look it up. But it's on fucking YouTube,
And he's freed.
and it's like a documentary about him talking about killing and cutting up and eating women and like how he felt and what he thinks about. It's so deeply disturbing.
You watched that?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I don't
When?
know.
When?
A long time ago.
Oh my God.
Hold on.
Why would you watch
But he's not. Yeah, the cannibal.
Everything about it's just wrong. The fact that someone did that and is now not in jail. or
Issei
dead, you know?
Sagawa, is that his name? I don't know his name.
Fucking hell.
Sorry. Yeah, it's terrible. Issei Sagawa is his name. Sorry, he's Japanese.
Yeah. Like the serial killer thing, the people who like the cannibalists, the serial killers, the people who literally are not capable of feeling remorse.
So disturbing.
It's disturbing because it's like a different species. It's not a human, right? It's like the things that they're doing and they're capable of and they're proud of and this guy's fucking free in the world talking about. That's scary because it's like you're no longer up against another person, right? Like that's a different thing. That's a thing.
It's so disturbing.
That's pretty fucked up.
That was really fucked. Do you have any like ghost stories? Have you ever had any like interactions aside from a door opening that you can't explain?
That door opening was a person.
It's scary though.
Maybe not.
That's true.
Have you ever been to any like
there's
haunted places?
it's not really that scary, but it stands out because I was young, and when you're young, whatever happens, it's the first time that it happens, so it's got like more weight to it. I was on my bicycle on the way to school, and there's another one I just remembered. Another one that popped back in.
I'm scared.
Looking to my right, I grew up in a really a forest, pretty much. Like there's huge trees everywhere.
Fun.
And on the street, and I'm looking in
God.
and I see this vision of a guy walking with a dog, but it looked a bit off, and I was like, you shouldn't be there. There's no walkways, there's no paths or trails or anything. And I was by myself, and I look, and I was like, oh, that's strange. For like probably a fraction of a second. And I come to a T in the street ends, and I can go left or right. And usually I go right or left. It's like there was always a dispute between our friends which way was fastest to go to school, because it's like the next block was where the school was. And I went left, where usually I go right. I don't know why. And as I go left, I look right, and there's a guy walking his dog in that bit. Like exactly like the...
Wait, like a repeated vision of it? Like you saw the
Yeah.
same thing?
But I remember seeing...
But you passed him.
No. So he was on the right path, like
And you
on the
went
street,
left and you saw
I
him,
went
yeah.
left, and I was like, oh, that something just felt weird about it.
So something
'Cause
felt weird the first time you saw it.
Well, I didn't see him because there was no one in the forest, but I thought I saw a man with a dog walking in the forest to my right, and then like 30 meters later, there's that crossing where I chose to go left instead of right, and
There was
if
a
I'd
gl-
gone right,
there
there
was
was
a glitch
actually
in-
a dude with a dog.
It was a glitch in the
Could have been-
simulation.
yeah, exactly. Could have been nothing.
Damn.
Could have
Yeah.
been, to me at the time, it was so strange.
Yeah.
And I was like thinking about it all day long. I was like, well, what was that? What happened? Like, why? Is it literally just like I was thinking and like imagining someone, and then it's like a numbers game? Like every now and then something happens that's just weird, but it's just a coincidence.
What the fuck?
And then another moment that stuck with me forever was I was at my grandparents. They were on holiday in Oost-Duinkerke, which is near Dunkirk, where the film was, and the war. And I experienced a lapse in time. That's weird, eh? A lapse in time.
Full circle.
A gap in time, because I was sitting on the couch, and I stand up, and I blink, and I'm in the other corner of the room.
What?
What
Wait, are
the
you
hell?
serious?
How old
I
were
haven't
you?
thought of it. Oh, I was really young, like a couple
Okay.
years old.
You blink and you're no longer standing where you
Like
are.
in hindsight, probably stood up too fast, head spin, kind of like brain like freaking out, whatever.
But-
But at the time, I was like, "What just happened?"
So you were freaked out when it
Oh
happened.
my god.
Yeah. And it was, again, because I was so, as a child, you're so impressionable, and everything that happens is new, and I'd never had that happen before. And I was like, for years, and even now thinking back at it, I was like, what was that? Was that
sounds
just
like-
like head spins?
I think maybe you're looking back and trying to explain it, but you teleported.
Beach.
Well, no, I feel like
teleported.
these are both things that can like relate to like like the jumping timelines. You know what I mean? Time being like
Yeah, that's the thing that I thought of. Like, is this like a crossover? Like,
like
Wait,
an
so
alternate.
you have two experiences now where you could be in alternate
That's what I'm
timelines.
saying. Like both
I
of them
special?
relate to
Yeah,
that.
you're a special time walker, basically.
Well, you're in the right profession because you're a timeline. Maybe
that's
from
all
all
I do. I warp time. That's my job. How crazy!
That is crazy.
Oh
Maybe
my god, we
from
had
all
this
the
realization
time
live on the
from all the time that you've warped on your camera, you have to deal with it in your real life. You get like paid back that time, but it like comes in
Ooh,
chunks.
that's
like that.
cool. That's a story right there.
That's a
That is
we gotta
screenplay.
start writing a script.
Let's write it, dude.
That's
All right.
really-
Well, we got to go write a script. So
See ya.
later. No,
Cool.
dude. Thanks for coming on the podcast. Thanks
That
for
was
talking about
fun
scary
and
stuff with
festive
us.
and scary.
Such a fun time.
For those who I encourage everybody to just give him a like and check out his stuff. It's really, really impressive. If you like time lapses, he is one of
No
my
joke.
biggest inspirations when it comes to time lapsing and getting to film together again this week. I know I told you off camera, like it's been a huge fire lit.
That's great.
Relit under
Yeah.
my ass, and I'm like very excited to start
Thanks, dude.
filming again. So yeah, we'll link his stuff below. Check him out. He's Matjoez on all the things. But thanks for being on the podcast.
Yeah, it was
Thanks
so
for having
nice
me.
to
So much
have
fun.
you.
Yeah, we captured you from Australia, and you made it on the podcast. It's amazing.
We caught a very rare Pokemon.
Very, very rare Pokemon.
The rarest.
Little rare.
We'll be back next week with another podcast, probably with one less person, but we'll see. And it will be scary. We promise that the last episode in October will also be scary. But you guys have a wonderful and spooky week. We'll see you next time.